Hello, human. Please, don't worry. I'm not here to harm you. I'm just here to help you relax. You don't believe me? Can't a girl just stop by, slip into a human's bed and... Yes. I do suppose the horns are rare in your world. And the tail? Yes, and the red glowing eyes. My, you are an observant one, human. But I am in your bed, so that makes me your girlfriend, does it not? It does not. What about your lover? No? Well, if you must know, I am a demon. A succubus, to be specific. My name is, in your tongue, Suka. As a demon, I'm able to sense negative emotions like loneliness, heartbreak, and depression of humans like you. Yes, all three are absolutely rolling off of you, as well as several others. And that's why I'm here. My kind primarily feeds on negative emotions and life energy to sustain ourselves. What's wrong, human? Does that worry you? As I said before, I'm not here to harm you. Most other demons would come along and torture you to get the most misery they can out of you, then drain you of your life energy. And human, you're putting off enough misery that you're going to attract all sorts of unsavory demons before long. Demons are not just after your emotional misery. Demons are also after your soul. But not a succubus like me. You see, I'm one of a kind. Gentle, loving, denizen of my world. No, human, what I want is just to dine on the buffet of negative emotions that you've laid before me. And thus, I'm offering my services as your girlfriend or lover just for the evening. The catch? Well, human, you get to have a smoking hot succubus for the night. We can snuggle, make out, we can do whatever you like. I'll go as far as you want. As for me, I get to feed on your sorrows and miseries, allowing me to satisfy my own needs and desires. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it, human? No, I understand. We don't have to do anything lewd. I understand that you're just not in the mood. If you'd like, we can just talk. I can be a very good listener. Just lay down here, human. Rest your head on my lap and tell me everything that troubles you. And I will work my magic You can unload your feelings, and I will listen. Trust me. Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. Soulless beings such as myself tend to be forced to stick to the truth, contracts, and agreements. Nothing I tell you is a lie. If you form an agreement with one of my kind, we're forced to uphold our end of it, so long as you uphold your end to the best of your ability. Yes, I agree. It can be rather annoying at times, but that way you know everything I say is true. So, do we have an agreement? You talk about your troubles, while I listen like a good girlfriend and make a meal of all those delectable negative emotions of yours. And yes, while I'm here, I leave your soul and life energies alone. I'll only be dining on your emotional energies. Very good, human. Now come here and lay down with me and let me listen to all of your troubles. I'll do my best to soothe you, as well as an added extra service for being so cooperative. Now come here, lay your head on my lap and let me listen to all your troubles. There you are, human. Are you comfortable? Very good then. Why don't you tell me about what happened while I stroke your hair? Tell me why your soul aches so much. So your ex was cheating on you. Yes, human. I would be upset as well. They are indeed, what did you call them again? Yes, quite the immoral specimen of human, from the sound of it. You have every right to be upset. Now, human, I'm not just saying that. I may not be intimately familiar with many of your modern words, but I understand the emotions behind them quite well, and I assure you, if I were in your shoes, the one that hurt you would no longer be in your world. Well, you now happen to know a succubus by name who could... revenge like that would cost you your soul in more ways than one. And that, dear human, is something neither of us would enjoy. Let us just stick with you bearing the pains of your heart and soul to me. Okay? So, very good, human. Now tell me, how do you feel now that you've had time to think on it? Angry? Sad? Depressed? Yes. Heartbreak and betrayal will do that to a mortal. Humans in particular have quite fragile hearts. I find it to be one of your more endearing traits. I believe you are nothing if not resilient, though. You will survive this and be stronger for it. Many humans do so and become better people for it. Yes, human. It's okay to close your heart off for a while. That is part of your healing process, is it not? There's nothing to worry about. You don't have to worry about what the rest of your world thinks. In my lap, nothing else matters. There's just you and me right now. And I'll do my best to help take away that pain. Soon, you won't have to worry about it all. Yes, delicious. If you don't mind me saying so. The emotions coming off of you are exquisite and truly delectable. Although, please don't misunderstand, human. I completely empathize with you. Well, as best as a heartless, soulless demon can, that is. You're such a kind and pure-hearted human. It almost makes me feel something unusual, knowing such a pure-souled human like you went through such torment. I'm serious. Right here, I can see your soul. Most humans I visit are not as kind-hearted as you are. In fact, most angels aren't as pure-hearted as you. I must apologize. That's one of the words that my kind has trouble saying. It burns our tongues and reviles our stomachs. You see? But for you to be compared to one by one such as myself, it should give you hope, should it not, human? You have your head, literally, resting on the lap of a succubus while she dines on your negative emotion, and that's what actually surprises you? You are indeed an odd one, human. Well, not everyone is as accepting of what they see before them as you are. Perhaps it's the effect of all of these negative emotions built up inside of you. Or the current state of your world. Your modern media are quite creative. But don't worry, human. I'll do my very best to get rid of your negative emotions, so you don't have to worry about them anymore. So just lay here on my nice, soft, warm lap while I stroke your hair. Just relax and let go, and soon you won't have anything to worry about. All of your anger, sadness, pain, All of these negative emotions will no longer trouble you, human. Soon, you'll no longer feel any of them. You'll no longer have to worry about them any longer. What was that, human? Happiness. Oh no, you misunderstand. I'm not replacing anything. Finding happiness will be completely up to you, as that wasn't part of our agreement. Until then, I'm afraid you'll feel as empty as me. But that's not so bad now, is it? After all, I've been getting by just fine for thousands of years. Anything I could do? Well, I suppose there is, but that would be another agreement, you know? Well, I'd have to take you to my world to see my younger sister. She's a bit of a specialist in that field. But you might not be willing, human. Would you? Oh yes, I come and go from the human world regularly, especially for meals every 1 of your months or so. I'm especially fond of the misery found in your... what were they called again? Airports? Though, if I were to choose a place that's easiest to blend in, it would be one of your convention centers. There's often quite a bit of lust that I can casually snack on in places like that, especially with a body like mine. Well, if every succubus regularly did it, we would be common knowledge now, wouldn't we? And that's something we want to avoid. If you know you could just summon a lusty demon just by calling her name 3 times, then enter into a contract with them, and their name was all over your social media. Yes, that would be an issue for both sides. It's best if we remain hidden as we are. Now, about visiting me and seeing my little sister. What do you think about it? My home? Well, it's a bit warmer than here. I think you would call it almost tropical. I have a nice little house built into the side of a mountain. There is a waterfall nearby that flows into a lake below. It's quite scenic and relaxing. I love watching the sky from my sauna every evening. Oh yes, it is rather quite lovely. Would you like to go there now? You could visit me there, and once we've relaxed a while, we could go see my younger sister and see if we can find you some happiness. Okay then, human. I'll just open a portal and we can be on our way. Oh, what is it, human? Whatever do you mean? Are waterfalls and lakes not made of lava in your world? Is that why you look so pale and worried? Well, yes. I could open the portal again. I'm able to go back and forth anytime I please. You, however, I'm sorry, human. But I should have mentioned this before, but as a mortal, you can only travel one way. You're here forever, human. Let this be a lesson, my new pet human. I will never lie to you, but neither will I tell you the whole truth.